Deathrite Shaman Sam stack looking to abuse the graveyard. Jack stack, a little bit of this, a little bit of that with Tarmogoyf's Tombstalker and Delver of Secrets, but he also does have the new card, the new hotness in Abrupt Decay, Daze, Brainstorm, Ponder, and Force of Will. So both players are underway here as we see a Verdant Catacombs here for Jack, knocking himself down to 19, getting an Underground Sea, and we will see what the turn 1 play will be. And we're going to see a
Deathrite Shaman. We just talked about it. There it is. Turn 1 for Sam Black. Sam Black, essentially the poster child right now for the new Madison crew. Old school would probably be Mike Cron, Bob Maher, and numerous others. Sam Black and perhaps Ben Rasmussen might be people that you'd think of for the new school. Ponder from turn 2, Jack Fogle.
And Sam really been championing this deck for a little while here, playing Walking Dead. Just, his own brew, something he has top-aided a Grand Prix with as well in Legacy. It's an interesting deck. It's a little bit off the wall. A lot of cards you traditionally do not see here in the format in Goblin Bombardment, Gravecaller, and Bloodghast. But once the engine does get online, it's very difficult for these creature decks to beat. And it'll be interesting to see if Jack is going to be able to get things online himself before Sam really does get out of control.
One of the things we saw in that last game, in the last match, Sam just waiting for any land, and it finally came, and the world exploded. Jack Fogle, second turn here, the Ponder, followed up by a Misty Rainforest.
And Jack did keep a Forcible with the Ponder, so he does have a Forcible, and we're going to assume a blue card there as well. Interesting thing about Sam's deck, Force of Will not really that potent against his deck. A lot of his cards have flashback, like Faithless Looting and Cabal Therapy. Gravecaller and Bloodghast certainly aren't cards you want to counter. Another card that has flashback, Lingering Souls, so, Force of Will, a Legacy mainstay, doesn't really do a lot against Sam's deck.
Right. One of the things about Legacy we've talked about before is just if your deck makes sense in a certain kind of way, you can use all kinds of weird things. You just have to actually make sure it's rational. If you've been watching Sam play today, you can see all of these intricate interactions. This is a deck that does make sense.
As we're going to see a second Ponder here from Jack. You see a Delver of Secrets, a Ponder, and another card there. He is organizing things, moving them around, considering if he wants to keep or shuffle, but it feels like as he's looking at these, I'm going to keep these, third card being a Daze, and he is going to keep that card, Delver of Secrets, removing Verdant Catacombs, and in it comes.
It's kind of cool seeing these so recent cards. These cards printed just in the last year or so. And what are they printed next to? Or, sorry, standing next to? These cards from basically Magic's ancient past.
Yeah, I mean, with how we move along in this game and how the game has progressed over the years, the power level of the cards has moved up and up and up, but, the cards from the past were also quite powerful as well. Cards like Wasteland, for example, and these dual lands to fix mana bases. So you don't see a ton of the new cards coming in as we see a Tragic Slip taking care of Delver of Secrets.
That's a ×1.
But you do see some really, really powerful cards, the new school, as it were, in Abrupt Decay, in Deathrite Shaman, and Delver of Secrets, and sometimes even Bloodghast.
That's right. Sam Black could change his deck name to Walking Dead Season 1, because there's so many one-ofs he always manages to draw.
Yeah, Tragic Slip, you saw him draw this game. We saw in his match against Jody Keith in the quarterfinals, finding a way to draw his one copy of Leyline of the Void in both the sideboarding games to shut off Jody's land deck that was reliant on Life from the Loam, as we see Jack fetch out a Bayou here. I can't agree with you. Those one-offs have been pretty good for Sam.
Saucy. Oh, and we see Jack Fogle here. Yet another Ponder. Fishy Ponder.
We do see some cards here in Jack's hand. There are two Abrupt Decays to go on with that Forcible. Abrupt Decay, again, a card that's been highlighted a lot this weekend. Oddly enough, Sam's deck does a pretty good job of ignoring it, again, with Gravecrawler and Bloodghast being able to get value out of Gun Bombardment. And I don't think Sam would really mind if that does get destroyed by an Abrupt Decay in most situations.
Now, if you are at home and you're wondering exactly how influential Abrupt Decay is, I think it's so influential that it might have helped inspire the Tombstalkers that exist in Jack Fogle's list. Abrupt Decay this.
Yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree. You're going to start seeing people make moves towards cards that cannot be Abrupt Decayed. And speaking of Tombstalker, a card that we will bring up on the screen for you guys.
Boom.
Delve is the mechanic used there to be able to make this 5/5 flyer cost only 2 mana.
I think Delve is a really cool mechanic, and I'm kind of sad we didn't see more of it.
Yeah, me too. And it doesn't mean that we won't see it again, but I think that the cards that did have Delve were pretty neat. This one, I think, being the most impactful across various formats.
If you look at it, it's from the future.
Yeah, we may be seeing Tombstalker again. And that would be awesome. Tombstalker's a card that I used to play in Legacy many years ago. And I really did love this card. Just an efficient beater. Did a nice job of slowing down opposing Tarmogoyfs. And there are some times where decks just really can't beat a 5/5 flyer. As we see Sam strike back here with Lingering Souls, making a few flyers of his own.
Now, these Lingering Souls essentially are going to be little mini fogs. It's going to have a total of 4 spirits between the 2 casts. And what Jack is going to want to do is try to mobilize enough of an offense to finish off Sam before Sam's clockwork mechanizations of this Walking Dead deck just kind of spring into action and craziness will ensue.
As we do see a Brainstorm here from Jack. He does put back 2 of those Abrupt Decays, serves on in with that Tombstalker after playing a Misty Rainforest. He will be able to do, as you called, a Braincestral Recall, get rid of some of these cards here. Deathrite Shaman taking care of Lingering Souls, and Jack just does pass it back.
Sam lays that 4th land. Goes for the beats. Boom. What's in his hand? Is there another Lingering Souls in there?
Looks like we may have a bit of a race here, Adrian.
I want to know what he's got. I do think I see one.
Hey, what you do see in Sam's hand is a Lingering Souls, a Cabal Therapy, and an Undiscovered Paradise in his hand. And we are going to see that Cabal Therapy now.
Now remember. Boom. Brainstorm. That was pretty amazing.
That's a nice name there by Sam. Seeing that Jack doesn't have an additional blue mana in his hand, in play, he could have sacked the Misty Rainforest to be able to cast that, but then he had the potential to Brainstorm lock himself, as we do see Jack draw an Abrupt Decay.
Jack trying to figure out what the next move is here, and look at that. He is taking a page from something we saw earlier this weekend, leaving his known portions of his hand revealed.
Yep.
I think we saw this with Lou Laskin and perhaps Christian Valenti playing off earlier this weekend.
As we do see an attack here from 5 from Tombstalker, and we see Deathrite Shaman remove Cabal Therapy. So Deathrite Shaman doing a really nice job on the flashback cards here that Sam has in his deck. But we see Sam again racing here with Lingering Souls and Bloodghast, and we know that Sam does have another copy of Lingering Souls and the 5th land of Undiscovered Paradise to be able to play and flash it back.
That's nice patience. I mean, you know what he did there is he waited. He waited all that time just to make sure he got all 4 of them. Yeah, the revealed cards on the table. No, Force of Will isn't a creature. No, Abrupt Decay is not a creature. Jack is just, helping out the match, leaving those revealed because, you know what? Why not? Let's save a little bit of time. We saw this happen earlier with Lou Laskin and Jeff Foster.
And now you see Jack sacrifice that Misty Rainforest here, moving himself down to 8. Typically you don't really care very much about the life loss that you do take from sacrificing a fetch land, but right now with these 2 players racing back and forth, that life loss could be a big deal, could cut a turn off the clock for Sam.
Now, Jack has drawn 1 card back from that Brainstorm from before tossing away the rest. Let's see, it's going to be his first fresh card. What will it be?
And we at home are fairly confident that it is an Abrupt Decay, which is the first mystery card. We will see the second one is another Tombstalker here. So 2 Abrupt Decays, a Tombstalker, and a Force of Will in Jack's hand, as he does count the spirits and counting the damage here and seeing what kind of game plan he can craft now. Now, Abrupt Decay is going to be interesting here for Jack. And one of the main reasons for that, not a great card against Lingering Souls, of course, but it is going to be able to make things a little bit difficult for Sam because he sees 1, but he doesn't see 2 as we see Jack just pass back here.
Yeah, I mean, what has happened? He has had to turn off the beats. He's planning on using the Deathrite Shaman as a potential kill here. Gosh, it's really close. Will it finish?
And Sam picking up the Undiscovered Paradise trigger from the upkeep.
Okay. Sam Black can tell that the table is a very cruel one to him. Can he finish this off?
So it looks like we are going to see a Cabal Therapy here. No, we're going to see a Gravecrawler, excuse me. And
then
now we're going to see Cabal Therapy.
Naming Force of Will, perhaps?
Interesting. He does know about the Abrupt Decay as well, and Abrupt Decay may be the bigger issue of the two cards, so we'll see exactly what card he does want to name, and he's going to go with Abrupt Decay, and it does hit.
Nice, nice. I'm kind of wondering if there's a follow-up. Gets the Force Will. Is there a bombardment there?
Takes care of a Tombstalker. And now you will see black send in here for a whole bunch of damage. We want to make sure that life total is correct with Sam being at 3.
And this knocks Jack down quite a bit.
As we do see Blood Gas get removed. We see Deathrite Shaman take care of Tragic Slip. And Sam is conceding. Yeah. Okay, so
I think Sam was just hoping to see if the Deathrite Shaman would block.
Yeah.
Well, block a, the Bloodghast. Yeah, that was an out.
Give Jack an opportunity to make a mistake there. No reason to concede, of course.
Absolutely. That was an excellent choice, I think. Now, Sam just taken down there. Jack wins game 1. One more winner will be declared besides the winner of this match, though. It'll be someone at home who wins 1 full year of Star City Games Premium. This is a prize that if you don't already have, if you're not already someone reading Star City Games Premium, watching Star City Games Premium, if you care about Magic, you're not doing it right. You should be on it. You should be reading the Star City Games Premium. To do this, we give out a trivia question. This trivia question, one lucky person who has answered it correctly out there and uses that hashtag SCG Premium. You can see right there, hashtag SCG Premium. You will be selected at random and given a free year of Star City Games Premium. Now, Cedric, knowledge meister that he is, has an excellent trivia question that he's going to present to everyone out there.
All right, so in that particular game, as Sam was whittling away at Jack's life total, Adrian did bring up an enchantment in Sam's deck that would have been very beneficial for him to draw in one of those last couple of turns to deal those last points of damage. Works out very favorably with both Bloodghast and Gravecrawler. Now, if you are able to name that enchantment, and it is an interesting one, pretty unique.
It's a good one.
We will be giving you a year of premium. We will select from one of the many winners. Again, favorable. It works very favorably with both Bloodghast and Gravecrawler. And if Sam would have been able to draw out that game, 3 copies in his main deck, I think he would have been able to pull that one out. But unfortunately, just came up a few points short.
Yep.
Which is what that card does a nice job of doing.
That's right.
Doing a few points.
That's right. Now, remember your answers. You can answer it correctly all you want, but if you don't have that hashtag SCG Premium, we're not going to know that you did it.
That's true.
So make sure you put that on your tweet, put that out there to us, and remember, at SCG Live, you should be following us as well.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go check back with our competitors and see what they have going on. We can check what their sideboards look like and see where they could go. I know that if I was Jack Fogle, I'd be pretty happy. One of the things about playing someone that's a particularly well-known, skilled player like Sam Black, some people, it seems like they get a little nervous and they maybe get a little bit starstruck. I didn't see anything like that out of Jack Fogle. Jack Fogle just played his Magic, played it, no seeming concern about anything from Sam that way. So good for Jack there. I mean, he's here this weekend at this invitational event, and we're playing in the open. But, this means he's somebody that's dedicated to the game. He's probably pretty confident in his skills. From his sideboard, look at that. He's got a Scavenging Ooze that he can bring in. Engineered Plague is not terrible. I mean, it does take care of spirits.
Well, zombies is, Sam's got a lot of interesting names with that one. He's got zombies here in Carrion Feeder and Gravecrawler. Bloodghast he can shut down. And as you said, he can name spirits for Lingering Souls.
Yeah. Surgical Extraction, another good anti-graveyard card here. And, we can go through that list of those 15 cards there. Engineered Plague, Dark Blast, Diabolic Edict, Snuff Out, Spell Pierce, Surgical Extraction, Umazawa's Jite, Vendilion Click, Jace, Life from the Loam. The only card I don't think that has any point being in there would probably be, maybe the Diabolic Edict.
Yeah.
The other ones, there's an argument for any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want to do that.
Yeah, sure.
But the cards I think that I like the most here are the dedicated anti-graveyard cards, the Engineered Plague, and after that, I'm not 100% sure if I'd go any further than that. Maybe Life from the Loam with Wasteland is going to be the only thing that you would really want to be pushing here, because there's only one Bayou in Sam's deck, so...
I'm taking a look at Sam's sideboard there on the left. You see a couple of cards here. Zealous Persecution is an interesting option, bolstering his small threats and to make them better attackers. As a one-of, you do see Perish as well, and you do see a deck here in Jack's that has Tarmogoyf and Deathrite Shaman that does get taken care of by Perish. You also see 2 copies of Go for the Throat, which can take care of basically just all of Jack's creatures. So those are probably going to join us, as well as the Oblivion Ring as well. But the one that really does interest me here in Sam's sideboard is the Meek Stone. An oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we saw the power of that Tombstalker earlier, getting in some strong beats, and a single Meek Stone would have held that guy down for good.
And Meek Stone, for you guys at home that do not remember, and we'll have it on screen for you guys once the game does begin, it is a 1-mana artifact, and what it does is it allows, once a creature with power 3 or greater is tapped, it doesn't untap anymore. So, of course, if you do take care of the Meek Stone, then that effect goes away, but essentially the goal of that card is to allow 1 hit from something that's large, like a Tarmogoyf, like a Tombstalker, like an Insectile Aberration, and then no Moss.
Yeah, I remember.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, no Moss, as you said, but, continue.
It's just a card that really started to hit the circuit a little bit by Chris Anderson when he was playing Elves. He was having difficulty beating Rug Delver. He was just tired of taking those beats in the air from Insectile Aberration and Nimble Mongoose when the goose was loose. And now when you're playing Red Delver and you're facing on a Meek Stone, you get 1 attack with that Tarmogoyf, 1 attack with that Nimble Mongoose, or 1 attack with Insectile Aberration, and that's it.
Yeah. And particularly when Sam Black can potentially have a little army of little flying guys to protect himself, that 1 attack will do practically nothing. Or alternately, if Sam has been taking a huge beatdown from these creatures after the fact, if he draws that Meek Stone and just say to himself, wow, that was a good one, I'm going to turn them all off, a one-sided Wrath of God. Now, it does mean that his own Carrion Feeder can only get in 1 hit if it's big enough.
Yeah.
But usually it can be grown to be so large that that's a significant hit.
Yeah, and that 1 hit is all it's really going to take, as we see a Bayou here from Sam, Polluted Delta from Jack, knocking himself down to 19, first blood in this game too. And we will see if we're going to start the show again with a Deathrite Shaman or maybe a little bit of library manipulation.
It's a weird open for Sam. Sam has so many 1 casting cost spells. And look at this, turn 1, land, go.
And we see the Deathrite Shaman again from Jack, a card that did a lot of work in that last game, removing the flashback cards from Sam's graveyard, providing mana, and then eventually actually killing him. So if you're on the Deathrite Shaman train, like a lot of people are in Legacy, it's pretty easy to see why.
Fetch land here, Verdant Catacombs, going to summon out, I'm going to make a guess on a land. Oh, look at that, I'm right. We've got a scrub land and a Bayou here. A little shade of Pro Tour junk from the long ago past and the somewhat current present, but that is not what Sam is playing here at all. The Walking Dead is primarily a black deck with some white and red in it. That Bayou has only 1 purpose, and that's to activate the green portion of Deathrite Shaman.
As we are going to see a Tidehollow Sculler here. And Tidehollow Sculler is going to reveal a Brainstorm along with a Polluted Delta, a second Deathrite Shaman, a Dark Blast, an Abrupt Decay, and a Tarmogoyf. Now, of course, Abrupt Decay would be an easy card to take here to be able to take care of the Deathrite Shaman, since, of course, Abrupt Decay actually takes care of Deathrite Shaman, but Sam is deciding that he'd like to prolong that Brainstorm a little bit here and pass the turn back.
This means that Jack Fogle can't use the Brainstorm to protect his hand from the next slew of discards. So if Sam has that in his hand, he's going to be able to, with pretty good precision, take care of a lot of the cards in Jack's deck, or hand.
And Sam did get a good look at his hand, of course, because of the Sculler, and we do see a Cabal Therapy in Sam's hand right now to go along with a Tragic Slip and a couple copies of Go for the Throat. So it looks like he does have a little bit of action over there, and he's just looking to shred apart Jack's hand when he gets the opportunity.
And Jack Fogle has drawn a Wasteland here. In the previous match, Wasteland could have been a very powerful way for Sam Black to have been shut down, but his opponent didn't go for it. And we see a Tarmogoyf removing the wasted land in Sam's graveyard. Sorry, the Deathrite Shaman removing the wasted land in Sam's graveyard to cast a Tarmogoyf.
And now you see Tidehollow Sculler getting in the face of Tarmogoyf. Take that, you 1/2 doofus. I'm coming in here.
Be my squire.
So Sam confidently attacking there with a Tide Hollow Sculler. One of the few times you're going to see Tide Hollow Sculler be able to attack no Tarmogoyf, so enjoy it while you can, as you're going to see some post-combat effects here from Sam, and that is going to be a Cabal Therapy.
Let's see what he fears. Goodbye to the decay.
As now we see Dark Blast go along with that Polluted Delta. And we are seeing a Dark Blast here on the upkeep. One of the fun interactions. See a Dark Blast on the... It looks like we're going to see a Dark Blast on the upkeep again, and then a Dark Blast here for dredging that on the draw step and being able to cast it again.
And look at this. Jack Fogle once again leaving the hand revealed.
Oh.
Just nice guy there.
My brainstorm back.
And that is the upkeep and the draw to take care of that Tide Hollow Sculler. And now, with the cards left, Tarmogoyf, I can't tell how big that is, but we'll find out soon enough. You can see the Engineered Plague in the graveyard. Is that really a 6/7?
Yeah, that seems large.
Did that really happen?
Huh.
6/7 is a big one.
Well, we do have instant. We have land.
I'm just looking. Is the Planeswalker somewhere? I see the enchantment.
We have instant. We have land. We have creature. We have artifact. We have enchantment. And we do have a sorcery and Cabal Therapy. So
that's it. 6/7. Whoa.
It's just missing. It's missing tribal and it's missing planeswalker.
A second ago it was a squire.
Yeah. A second ago it couldn't block. So that's a little bit strange.
Oh boy! Talk about a promotion.
Now we are going to see a ponder here from Jack Fogle as well.
The power of dredge. If you're just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan here in the booth with Cedric Phillips, our final match of the weekend. If you've joined us this whole weekend, you are an incredible person. 45-ish hours of magic. And you know what? It seems like a good call to me.
As we do see Tarmogoyf coming across now, giving some big-time beats. And of course, we see Sam Black stuck on one land here, a Timely Wasteland from Jack. And with only 20 lands in Sam's deck, as we see another Ponder, Sam really needs to draw another one. He needs to draw one right now so that he can go for the throating those Tarmogoyfs, because that Tarmogoyf is huge. And Jack has a second Tarmogoyf, so Sam is facing down lethal right now, I believe.
God, it's an unspeakable amount of damage.
Yeah, and he does draw a second land. He chose to go for the throats and a concession. Jack Fogle defeating pro player Sam Black in the finals of the Star City Games Los Angeles Open, becoming a champion.
You know, Sam Black, you know, if you were to ask a ton of people who you would expect to win, a lot of people would go with that name recognition, go with Sam Black, but Jack Fogle was having none of it. This is one for America.
Team America does take it down. The Bug Delver deck with upgrades complete, as you do see Deathrite Shaman and Abrupt Decay win the day. I mean, this is a deck that's a little surprising that we didn't really see more of this during the Invitational.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of different takes on Bug, honestly, this week, and more controlling takes. But we didn't really see Team America, which was kind of a surprise since the updates are so obvious.
Well, one of the things I think that might be a part of the reason why, when we look at Reed Duke's win on the Invitational, well, his legacy deck, he went 4-4 with. He got a lot of his wins, all of his 8-0 wins, I believe, in the standard portion, right there. And, you know, when you're doing a split format event, it can sometimes be a thing where, with so many deck options, a deck like Team America might be a good call, but you might have forgotten about it. Now we can see the purity of a Team America deck, what it's capable of doing, and maybe this will inspire people in further legacy events. Now that Abrupt Decay is everywhere, bring back a card like Tombstalker, see what you can do with it.